Have you ever wondered what life would feel like if you stopped chasing the dye bottle and let your natural grey shine? By the end of this video, you'll discover 10 powerful reasons why going grey might just be the best decision you'll make in your 50s and beyond. Plus, stick around to hear about some inspiring women, from Hollywood to real life, who've embraced their silver strands and redefined beauty. You won't want to miss it. Let's dive right into it, because going grey isn't just about hair. It's about embracing a whole new mindset. So let's start with the most important reason why you should consider this change. There's something undeniably empowering about embracing your natural look. By going grey, you're not just changing your hair, you're rewriting the way you see yourself. You're stepping away from societal pressures that tell us beauty equals youth, and you're reclaiming your own definition of what it means to be beautiful. Going grey sends a powerful message to yourself and everyone around you. I'm comfortable in my own skin, and I'm not afraid to show it. Confidence like that can be transformative, especially after 50, when society so often bombards us with messages about fighting aging instead of celebrating it. But here's the thing, confidence isn't about defying time or pretending to be something you're not. It's about standing tall, owning your story, and radiating self-assurance. And let's be honest, confidence is magnetic at any age. People notice it and they're drawn to it. Just look at someone like Andie MacDowell. When she walked the red carpet with her gorgeous grey curls, the world couldn't stop talking. Why? Because she looked radiant. She wasn't trying to look younger or fit into outdated beauty standards. She was simply being herself. And that authenticity shined brighter than any colour from a box ever could. Ladies, when you embrace your grey, you're also embracing the idea that you are enough, just as you are. You're sending a message that beauty isn't about covering up or conforming. It's about being real, unapologetic, and comfortable in your own skin. That kind of confidence is contagious. It inspires others to embrace their own authenticity, too. And here's the most important thing to remember. Confidence doesn't come from a bottle of dye or a salon appointment. It comes from within. By going grey, you're showing the world and yourself that you don't need to hide or change to feel beautiful. And that's a kind of beauty that only grows stronger with time. And isn't confidence what we're all after when we look in the mirror? But here's the thing, it's not just confidence you gain when you go grey. There's another benefit that makes life so much easier. Let's be honest, ladies. How much time have you spent sitting in that salon chair, waiting for your roots to be touched up? For most of us, it's hours upon hours every single month, year after year. And let's not forget the money. Those colouring sessions, root touch-ups, special shampoos, and salon products can quickly add up to thousands of dollars annually. That's a lot of time and money spent chasing a colour that's fighting against your natural beauty. And then there's the stress. Oh, the stress. The moment those first few greys peek through, it's a mad dash to book another appointment. You're constantly juggling schedules, fitting in last-minute salon visits, and trying to stay on top of it all. It feels like a never-ending cycle, doesn't it? But when you decide to go grey, something incredible happens. You break free from all that maintenance madness. No more panic about roots showing up before a big event. No more trying to squeeze a hair appointment into your already busy schedule. No more spending a small fortune on a colour that only lasts a few weeks. Instead, you get to embrace a more relaxed, low-maintenance, and stress-free approach to your hair. Imagine the freedom. You'll have the time to focus on things that really matter, like exploring new hobbies, making lasting memories with your family, or just enjoying a quiet moment for yourself. Picture this. Instead of rushing off to the salon, you could spend a Saturday morning taking a yoga class, reading that novel you've been meaning to finish, or even planning a spontaneous day trip. And let's not forget about the financial side of things. Think about what you could do with all the money you'd save by letting go of the dye. Maybe you'd finally book that dream vacation you've been putting off. Or maybe you'd invest in your wardrobe, treating yourself to stylish pieces that highlight your newfound silver locks. You could take an art class, learn a new skill, or even put the money aside for something meaningful, something that feeds your soul, not your roots. When you go grey, it's not just about letting go of the dye, it's about reclaiming your time, your money, and your energy. It's about stepping off the hamster wheel of constant upkeep and choosing a simpler, more fulfilling path. The best part? That path leads to a life where you can focus on the things that truly bring you joy, rather than worrying about keeping up with salon appointments. And while simplifying your routine is a huge win, there's another reason why ditching the dye is worth considering. Let's talk about how going grey can actually improve the health of your hair. Let's not forget what all those years of dyeing can do to your hair and your scalp. The truth is, the chemicals in hair dye are no joke. Whether it's ammonia, peroxide, or synthetic pigments, these ingredients can strip your hair of its natural oils and moisture, leaving it feeling dry, brittle, and prone to breakage. Over time, you might notice that your once thick, healthy strands are starting to feel thinner or look a little worse for wear, despite all the deep conditioners and expensive treatments you've tried. And let's not even get started on the irritation some of us have experienced on our scalps. That tingling, burning sensation during a dye session. It's your skin trying to tell you, enough is enough. Sound familiar? You're not alone. Many women who've been colouring their hair for years eventually reach a point where their hair just doesn't feel the same anymore. It's tired, over-processed, and crying out for a break. When you decide to stop colouring and embrace your natural grey, you're giving your hair and scalp exactly what they've been asking for, a chance to heal and recover. Think of it as hitting the reset button. Without all those harsh chemicals, your hair can start to regain its natural texture, strength, and shine. And yes, grey hair can absolutely shine. Here's something you might not know. Grey hair has a unique beauty to it. Those natural silvers, whites, and even salt and pepper strands reflect light in a way that creates a gorgeous shimmer. It's almost like having your own built-in highlights, no salon appointment required. All it takes is a little tender loving care to bring out the best in your grey. A good silver shampoo can keep your colour bright and free of yellow tones, while a nourishing hair mask can help maintain softness and hydration. And don't let anyone tell you that grey hair has to look dull or lifeless. In fact, when cared for properly, grey hair can look healthier, thicker, and more radiant than dyed hair ever could. The key is embracing what makes it unique and working with its natural texture and colour instead of fighting against it. There's also something incredibly freeing about knowing your hair is free of harsh chemicals and reflects the real you. It's a confidence boost like no other. When you run your fingers through your natural grey, you're not just feeling your hair. You're feeling the health, vibrancy, and authenticity that comes with letting go of the dye. It's a reminder that beauty doesn't have to come from a bottle, it can come straight from you. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Doesn't grey hair make me look older? It's a common concern, but let's turn that idea on its head, because grey isn't just natural, it's also incredibly fashionable. Here's the truth. Grey hair isn't just natural, it's trendy. Yes, you heard that right. What was once something to hide has now become one of the most sought-after looks in the world of beauty and fashion. Imagine this. People are lining up at salons, paying hundreds of dollars for treatments like silver balayage and grey blending, just to mimic what you already have naturally. Isn't that incredible? And it's not just the stars in Hollywood making waves with their silver strands. Sure, we all know Diane Keaton, Helen Mirren, and Jamie Lee Curtis have made grey hair iconic. When they walk the red carpet, their stunning silver locks aren't just a hairstyle. They're a statement. They radiate sophistication, confidence, and individuality. But the trend isn't just reserved for the A-listers anymore. Everywhere you look, women of all ages are ditching the dye and rocking their natural grey with pride, and looking fabulous while doing it. Let's not forget how incredibly versatile grey hair can be. Think about it. It pairs beautifully with just about any colour. Throw on a jewel-toned top like emerald green or sapphire blue, and your grey hair will pop in the most flattering way. Add a swipe of bold red lipstick, and you've got a look that's both classic and modern. Prefer a more understated vibe? Grey hair works equally well with neutral tones like cream, beige or charcoal for a sleek and elegant style. But it's not just about what you wear. It's about how grey hair works with your natural beauty. Those silver and white tones catch the light in ways that make your complexion look brighter and your features stand out. It's like having a built-in accessory that enhances your overall look effortlessly. And let's be real, embracing your natural grey isn't just about keeping up with eager trends, it's about leading them. By letting your grey hair shine, you're redefining what it means to be stylish and beautiful after 50. You're showing the world that beauty isn't about pretending to be something you're not. It's about owning who you are and celebrating it. So why spend all that time and money chasing trends when you're already ahead of the game? Your grey hair isn't just trendy, it's timeless, versatile, and uniquely yours. By embracing it, you're making a bold statement that beauty has no expiration date and that authenticity is always in style. And while grey hair is undeniably fashionable, it's not just about looking stylish. It's also about celebrating what it represents, because grey hair carries a deeper meaning that goes far beyond appearances. Grey hair is so much more than just a change in colour. It's a reflection of your journey, your growth, and your strength. Every strand tells a story. It's a badge of honour that speaks to the wisdom and resilience you've gained over the years. Think about everything you've accomplished, the challenges you've overcome, and the lessons you've learned. Your grey hair is a physical representation of that. In many cultures, grey hair is actually celebrated as a symbol of respect and authority. It's seen as a sign of someone who has lived a full life and has valuable insights to share. You've earned your grey through decades of experiences, both joyful and challenging, and that's something to be proud of. By embracing your natural grey, you're also embracing the mindset of self-acceptance. You're telling the world, I've lived, I've learned, and I'm proud of who I am. It's about rejecting the societal pressure to chase youth and instead leaning into the beauty of authenticity. And let's be real, there's nothing more inspiring than a woman who owns her age and wears it like a crown. So when you look in the mirror and see those beautiful silver strands, let them remind you of all the wisdom you've gained. Each one is proof that you've grown stronger, smarter, and more compassionate over the years. That's not something to hide, it's something to celebrate. And while embracing your grey hair is deeply meaningful, it's also incredibly practical. Let's talk about how going grey can make life so much simpler. Let's get real for a moment. How much money do you think you've spent on colouring your hair over the years? Between regular salon visits, boxes of dye, root touch-ups, and special shampoos to maintain that colour, it can add up to thousands of dollars a year. That's a significant chunk of your budget, all for something you have to keep redoing every few weeks. And let's not forget the hidden costs, the gas to get to the salon, the tips for your stylist, and even the emotional cost of stressing over those roots showing before your next appointment. Now, imagine what you could do with all that extra cash if you stopped dyeing your hair. Picture yourself booking a dream vacation, upgrading your wardrobe, spoiling your grandkids, or simply setting aside a little something for your future. Maybe it's finally time to take that cooking class you've always wanted to try, or perhaps you'd like to splurge on a luxury spa day without guilt. Going grey doesn't just save you money. It gives you financial freedom to prioritise the things that truly matter to you. Let's not forget the time you'll save either. No more spending hours in the salon chair or scrambling to find time for an appointment in your already busy schedule. That time can now be spent doing the things you enjoy, like catching up with friends, trying new hobbies, or simply relaxing at home with a good book and a cup of tea. Going grey is practical and empowering. It's about taking control of your choices and deciding where your hard-earned money and time should go. Why spend it on something you don't truly need when you can invest it in yourself, your family, or the experiences that bring you joy? And as if saving money and time weren't enough, there's another reason going grey is worth it. It gives you something no salon could ever replicate, a look that's completely unique to you. Here's something you might not have considered. Your natural grey is as unique as your fingerprint. Seriously, no one else has the exact same shade or pattern of grey hair that you do. Whether it's a soft silvery hue, a deep steel grey, or a mix of white and silver, your grey hair is your personal signature. It's a part of you that can't be replicated or bought. It's one of a kind, just like you. What's even better is that grey hair offers endless opportunities to express your personal style. While some might think grey means boring, I'm here to tell you it's actually the opposite. Grey pairs so beautifully with vibrant colours, bold lipstick, and statement jewellery. You don't have to hide behind your clothes or accessories. You can wear whatever makes you feel fabulous and let your grey hair be the perfect complement. Grey makes every colour pop and enhances the entire look, adding sophistication and a touch of modernity. Plus, as we get older, we often want to embrace a more mature style that feels truly us. Grey hair gives you the freedom to express yourself with confidence. It's not about conforming to trends, but about showcasing who you are. Strong, stylish, and unapologetically unique. You're not just wearing a colour on your head, you're embracing a new version of yourself, and that version is beautifully individual. Now, I know the idea of transitioning to grey might seem a little daunting, especially if you've been dyeing your hair for years. But don't worry, it's easier than you think. Let's talk about how simple the transition can actually be. The idea of transitioning to grey can feel overwhelming, especially if you've been dyeing your hair for years. But here's the good news. It's not nearly as daunting as it seems. There are so many techniques available now to make the transition as smooth as possible. For example, blending highlights into your natural grey can help ease the change and soften the line between coloured hair and your grey roots. Or using toners to neutralise any brassiness in your hair can leave you with a more polished, natural grey that feels like it's always been that way. And let's talk about the awkward grow out phase. I won't sugarcoat it. It can be a bit of a transition, but trust me when I say this phase doesn't last forever. Before you know it, your natural grey will be fully grown in, and you'll wonder why you didn't embrace it sooner. And here's the thing. During that temporary awkward phase, you'll gain something priceless: confidence and freedom. By taking the plunge and letting go of the dye, you're saying goodbye to the upkeep and the stress, and you're saying hello to a more carefree, authentic version of yourself. So the transition is easier than you might think, but the best part of going grey goes beyond the hair itself. It's a chance to rediscover who you are. Let's dive into that next. Going grey is so much more than just a hairstyle change. It's a journey of self-acceptance. It's about finally embracing who you are, imperfections and all, and letting go of the pressure to conform to society's expectations. The beauty industry has spent years telling us that aging is something to fear or fight, but going grey is a powerful way to reject that narrative. Instead of hiding behind a mask of dye, you're choosing to show up as your true, authentic self. Think about it as an opportunity to reconnect with yourself. You've lived a rich, full life, and those grey strands are a part of that journey. They represent all the lessons, laughter, heartaches, and victories you've experienced. Women like Jamie Lee Curtis have shared how embracing their grey helped them feel more authentic and at peace with themselves. For Jamie, going grey wasn't just a physical change. It was a mental and emotional shift towards accepting and loving herself just as she is. And trust me, when you start to accept and love your natural beauty, it changes everything. It's like saying to yourself, I've earned these grey hairs. They represent the strength and wisdom I've gained. It's an empowering mindset, and it's freeing in ways you can't even imagine until you experience it yourself. And embracing your grey isn't just about doing it for yourself, there's a ripple effect. When you choose to go grey, you're not just making a statement for your own well-being, you're inspiring others to do the same. When you decide to go grey, you're not just making a personal choice, you're making a powerful statement to the world. And that statement isn't just for you, it's for the women around you too. By embracing your natural grey, you're showing your daughters, granddaughters, friends, and even strangers that beauty doesn't have an expiration date. You're proving that aging isn't something to hide from or fear, it's something to celebrate. Think about the message you're sending. By proudly rocking your grey hair, you're telling the women in your life that they too can embrace their natural selves, no matter their age. You're breaking down barriers and encouraging a new definition of beauty, one that includes all ages, all stages of life, and all shades of grey. You're setting an example for younger generations that beauty isn't about fitting into a mold or meeting society's ever-changing standards. It's about authenticity, confidence, and celebrating the person you've become. And trust me, that's something that has the power to inspire the women around you. Whether it's a friend who's been thinking about going grey but wasn't sure how, or a daughter who's learning what real beauty looks like, your decision to embrace your grey hair sends a message they won't soon forget. Now, I want to hear from you. What's the number one reason you're thinking about going grey? Drop a comment below and share your thoughts. I'd love to hear your journey, and if you enjoyed watching this video, you will definitely love this next one.